Back in the shop as usual. Wednesday morning, 10:19, not too far behind today. Not too much to bring in. I think we have like 13 tools outstanding right now that are on order but have not come in. So they'll be processed in and broken down next week. For now, we've got a pair of MP600s and a pair of Victorinox knives, plus a couple returns. Get back in some pins that never made it to their destination. We did get those replaced. I'm gonna put those right back into inventory. And a little small sheath. I apologize, guys. There was a mix-up with one of the photographs on this that showed it had a snap button. And of course, I looked at the photo and not at the actual piece and wrote that in the description. We've got that sorted out now. So if you guys had any issues, let me know. We'll get you a return set up. But should be handled, hopefully. And cool. So just got the live stream popping up on my iPad so I can monitor the chat. Let's dive into this stuff. So I always start with the MP600 stuff. That's not what I ordered. Maybe it is, but that's not what I intended to order, and it's damaged out of the box. I don't know if you saw that spring clip was not in place. Well, that's obnoxious. So there's one fewer. Let me make a note of this real quick, just so I don't put that into inventory by mistake, and we'll get that back to its correct destination. Always something. So that was our blunt nose, which is no longer here. I was hoping, I peeked in earlier, and I was hoping that was the new sheaths from Gerber, because we want to start stocking those as well. But it was not. Let's see if this one's, did I order this one right? Yes, I did. There is an MP600 Pro Scout. Yep, sure is. Awesome. So we'll get that returned. I don't know if maybe I clicked on the wrong link. It's packaged as a black one, but so we only have 3 tools to take apart today. Lovely, absolutely lovely. Let's grab our mat before we get too far in. I may have mentioned on a previous stream, this is just a silicone baking mat that I cut down to fit better on the bench. Well, fit better on my old bench, actually. Doesn't really fit very well on this bench. Stab my hand. It should be, I don't know what to do with that. That is not how you want to start out a live stream, I suppose. Let's get the, so this is probably gonna be a short one today, guys. I apologize if you had your whole day planned around this. Start by popping the spring clips off of the pliers. And make sure we get all the parts to the plier head. What is that? I'm learning all sorts of things today. Is this a new style? Sorry, there's my head. I'm digging under the bench to get P600 Pro Scout. This has got replaceable cutters, which is something I've not seen before. But it also comes with well, I'm wondering if I should have not taken that apart. It doesn't come with the Torx wrench for that. Did I get another wrong thing? Excuse me a second while I find out whether we got the wrong thing or not. or if this is a new thing for the Pro Scout. Nope, this is the wrong one. Well, it's not. It doesn't match the picture. How did I get two? I mean, these are from Amazon. These aren't from some random eBay seller. Let's go to, is GerberTools.com? Is that Gerber's site? No. Independent dealer, I don't want that. Let's go to Gerber's website real quick. And just look up the MP600. Get out of my way. Pop-ups, pop-ups. P600 Pro Scout. Okay, that turned up no results. How about the MP600? Is this a bladeless? No, it's got a blade. Blunt nose. Needle nose. Needle nose. Gerber doesn't have the Pro Scout on their website. But the bladeless does have the carbide cutters. That is interesting. This makes for great television too, just part of my arm while I search stuff on the internet. MP600 Pro Scout. Let's go to Blade HQ. See what theirs shows. Oh, they got the Arc Obsidian too now. I didn't know that. I have an account there. I could have bought mine there. I got mine at Cabela's yesterday. So they have, the first thing I'm looking at is ones with the Remgrit saw. And the only ones that have that now, it seems, are the black, or the bladeless ones. What's this one? It's the maintenance kit. That's a totally different tool. I have no idea. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. I'm gonna put this one back together now, which is fun, because I don't know if I can put this in stock. I gotta make sure that everything's identical. So we're gonna just put this together, hold on to it. I don't know if we order more to find out, do more research. What a strange day this is turning into. Goodness gracious. We'll do a little reassembly action here. So what we're going to do is drop everything back together, and we're going to leave this up at the top of the range there. And that way, take the clips, kind of slot them into this like halfway position here. They drop right on. And then I'm going to keep a little pressure down on it so it doesn't pop up. And from the back, I'm just going to push with a spudger, with my modified spudger. So again, I mean, I'm wondering if I got somebody, if somebody swapped some plier heads and returned it, or, I mean, that seems like a strange thing. If they did that, they did a fine job of it. But I don't want... If this is the way they're coming now, we'll switch our stock over to the new cutter heads, new plier heads with cutters, with replaceable cutters. But if not, I don't want to stock one random part, you know, because I got to do pictures, I got to do I got to update our SKU system. There's a lot of details that have to be taken care of when I do that. While we're at it, maybe we just check to see. Let's just find out if I ordered the wrong tool on the other one. What an annoying day. This is just obnoxious. So I ordered the MP600 Pro Scout. That says it was delivered September 17th. That's not right. That's not right at all. Yeah. Oh, Blade HQ is where I got it, isn't it? You know what? I do remember this. The one that's black, I got from Blade HQ. They have it. Their picture is difficult to tell, and they have it listed as gray, but it's black. Okay, I'll get that a return. That's no big deal. I'm a lot more forgiving of Blade HQ than Amazon for whatever reason. All right, well, let's break into some Victorinox knives and get on with the show. What's up, Serge? How's it going? Thanks for joining again. You've joined us on an interesting day. Keep away from small children. Let's make sure these are right, because everything else we've gotten today has been wrong. This is, in fact, a mini champ. It has what appears to be the correct parts. Save that toothpick for... Did the live just get down? Strange. Live just went down on my second... Oh, it's frozen, yep. Not sure if you can hear me, but we are experiencing some technical... There we go. I just had to turn it off and back on again. Should come... Yep, there it is. Okay. It's back. All right. I don't know if I've done these on the live stream before, but I just use a pair of... These are flush cutters. Thanks, Serge. Glad to, my camera just completely froze up, or my phone, the camera just froze up. So I had to close and reopen. But these are Icon flush cutters. They're kind of those rip-offs, or the... we shouldn't say rip-offs, but clones of the Snap-on flush cutters. And they work really good for just getting those rivet caps off. And then what I'm able to do is start removing... I'm going to keep that out for a second. Start removing layers. And this way I have not... I can hopefully not damage the scale on the other side. Because that's the meat we want to harvest. As we pop each layer. So, okay, so that layer is starting to get stuck, and that's fine. I'm going to take my little thwacker, and all I'm going to do is try and so just holding it in midair so that I don't, because last time I did this, I actually punched through the other scale when I was using my center punch. So I want that other scale to have room to move, and as we get more and more clearance, we'll get we can get a better purchase on it. So I've got a little room now. Take a plastic spudger and just pop that guy off. Again, you don't, if you're taking these apart, you do not need to go through all of these steps. For one, you're likely going to have fewer of these to do on any given day. And you may not care if the inside scales are a little bit, or like these aluminum liners. I mean, if they get scratched on my tool, I wouldn't care. But since they're going up for sale, we keep them as pristine as possible. I don't know if you can see that yet, but we're just getting a little bit of wiggle room now between this last liner and that last scale. So that's ideal. And if I can get this liner off, I feel there's a lot of, you heard that snap, that's spring tension. The way these 58 millimeters tools are put together. See if I can show it. These two springs sit like side by side, but then when you add the spring tension of the tool in here, they sit at rest. They're under quite a lot of tension. Okay, I managed to get most of the scales up. Okay, that worked out pretty flawlessly. Got our last liner off. And then if we can take our flush cutters and just very, very gently just roll it until that pops off. And I've used at home you can use you can put these in boiling water and loosen those scales up a little bit. Smooth. And we are back to frozen. Not sure if this is internet or what. It should be back. Just it seems like the camera app is freezing up on my end. I do apologize. To see if that's something that is going to happen repeatedly or not, but it hasn't happened in the past much. All right. That is Phillips Wharncliffe orange peeler. Scissors go here. These guys go over here. All right, let's get into this Swiss champ now. Last tool of the day, shockingly. We might save that for now. And don't forget the scale tools in here. I have lost, just don't walk barefoot in my shop because there are dozens of these pins down on the floor. I always forget to pull them before I pop the scales off. Let's see here. Got quite a lot of scales just saved up. I don't know if I have more. Yeah, let's save. Just deciding which side to salvage because we're all about speed here at Multi-Parts Store. So that side is donezo. And now I'm going to cover this up just so it doesn't shoot up at the camera or my eyeballs. It's not important that these be cut flush. It's just helpful that the way that these are designed, they get under that rivet a lot better. They push the rivet up, and then they just have to cut through the pin. So I recommend these if you're going to do a bunch of these. But I guess, honestly, if I were doing these at home, again, I would just drill out the center of that rivet, use a center punch, drill out this pin, and then you can salvage the rivets. Because you'll probably, I mean, if you're doing a knife, you'll probably want the rivets for the rebuild. That should be said. Serge, you got your Swiss champ with you today? You belt carry it, or you, I don't think I could pocket carry this thing. That's hefty. Pull my pants down. So the other alternative to the little thwacker is a center punch, which I use usually on the Swiss champ. Because if this scale is damaged, it's not the end of the world. We don't sell it, so it's just keep it on hand. But if you could just, without needing to line anything or do any real work, you can just press the center punch in, and those scales will start moving away. Just like that. And this first liner we don't care about. Toss that. And then we can start working on these tools. Blade number 1. Belt carry, yeah, that makes sense, Serge. I need to try that. Actually, I don't think I have a Swiss champ in my collection. I need to get one. Because it's one of my favorites. It's just like a mini toolbox, which I think is, actually I think that's the name of a Wenger tool. Excuse me, a Wenger tool, the mini toolbox. But that's how I feel about the Swiss champ and the Surge. Big tools like that. Having a little trouble here, so I'm just going to keep punching this. That's what happens. You can see how much that pin has actually moved, and it just punched out a little piece of plastic on the other side. So proceed with caution, I suppose. But in this case, it doesn't really matter anymore. I can use, might have to get down a layer. And honestly, now that we've got this room and this scale is damaged, I'm just going to go in with a spudger, pop that whole thing off. And when you get to this point, finally, you've got enough room here that you can get. Again, this is not a tutorial for you guys at home, I suppose, but this is how I do it every week. I can get those cutters down underneath. And in this way, I've been able to actually salvage a lot of these rivet caps. Now, we don't sell them yet. We are working on, I mean, I don't want to give false hope because I don't think we're going to find a solution here that's reasonably priced. I think the cheapest way to get these rivet caps is to buy a cheap knife from Victorinox. But we do want to, I want to find a way to have these manufactured replacements and give people the option of purchasing them rather than always having to disassemble a tool just for these pretty minor pieces. But they're so small. I feel like our best bet at this point, and now I completely crimped this piece on here, but our best bet at this point is probably to just buy a mini lathe and make a bit of tooling to keep things cheap, because we're not gonna charge an arm and a leg for these rivet caps. They got to be reasonably priced. But when you start talking little minuscule parts with high tolerances, unless you have control over the supply chain, you tend to run into some difficult issues. Anytime a part needs to be machined, you're talking pricey stuff. Because these machine shops are doing, you either need to do high volume, or you're going to a one-off shop. And those one-off shops, they've got to be able to do, they're very skilled. Got to be able to do a lot of different work and do it accurately and do it fast. And so they charge. They charge the requisite amount. It's we've kind of started getting into a little bit of our own manufacturing. I wouldn't say we're doing much. Some of the finishing work, there's a couple pieces we're looking at tumbling in-house, tumble finishing in-house. We've got a product coming soon, I hope. Our upgrade to our wrench sets that should, in theory, end up being finished in-house, as in we'll get a brush finish, and then there'll be, we got a dipped handle, so it'll be plastidip sort of handle, and then a couple of countersink holes, stuff like that. So we're not doing the vast majority of the tooling and the manufacturing, but we're working our way there because we've got a lot of ideas that just become too expensive to do via some of the manufacturers, but we can keep in-house. We can kind of optimize some stuff and really get a good return on our investment in the long run. But then you're looking at equipment that costs, you know, thousands of dollars that we'd prefer not to spend sometimes. But if I can get a little watchmaker's lathe and create some, I don't know if it would be considered form tooling, but custom ground tooling that has the entire contour of these rivet caps in it, I think we could churn them out like you wouldn't believe. There's that. Okay. Toss that extra scale, throw that away, hold on to our rivet caps. Bada bing, bada boom. Well, that just about does it for today. I've got to put everything away here. But a surprisingly slow restock day. I showed you we had two Gerber tools that were, one was a misorder by me, and one needs some investigation to find out what the issue is, or if there's an issue. And then the two Victorinox tools that you see partially before you. And then, of course, we still have 13 tools on order. So next week might be a big one, but this week, very, very short live stream. Very, very short disassembly session. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm okay with that in this case because I've got a lot to do after this. I have got a lot to do. Some research and development. We've got, let's see, that's A. We've got some research and development. We've got, I've got to finish the restock. I've got a new system to put these orders in. That's not right. That's, oh, that is right. Let's see, D. Okay, that was strange. I'm gonna have to figure that out. You guys have a great day, and we will see you next Wednesday in the morning for our next disassembly live stream. Thanks for watching.